What's up, YouTube? This is Bystander X79, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest Speed Duel deck profile for April 2019. And staring us right in the face, yeah, we're doing Gravekeepers. Gravekeepers were one of the few archetypes introduced through the Speed Duel starter decks earlier this year. And I can tell you this right now, going through the cards, this deck's got consistency, it's got the ability to recur resources, and it can lock your opponent out from doing things. I can tell you right now, been playing this deck for a while, and it's fun, and it can actually win you games if your opponent doesn't know what to hit. So without further ado, we're going to go right into this. And of course, we got 3 copies of Gravekeeper Recruiter. Recruiter is the heart and soul of any Gravekeeper deck. You want to be seeing this card in your opening hand, so that's why you're running 3. Whenever Recruiter is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to search your deck for a Gravekeeper's monster with 1,500 or less defense points. The majority of the monsters here, all 1,500 or less, so you're going to be able to begin something good from your deck into your hand and prep for your next turn, which is just awesome. Alright, another card you want to be seeing a lot of is one of the 3 copies of Gravekeeper Spear Soldier. Alright, I can tell you right now, piercing damage is something that you're going to be wanting to see. This card just gives it to you, being able to punch over through your opponent's defenses and get to your opponent's life points. Very key to this deck's survival. That's why you want that. You have 2 copies of Gravekeeper's Chief. Whenever this card is tribute summoned to the field, you get to target a Gravekeeper monster in your graveyard, special summon it to the field next to it, which is just huge. Again, more monsters in the field means you can do a whole lot more things. Downside is you can only control 1 Chief on the field at a time, but hey, with the ability to recur stuff out of the graveyard onto the field, you want to have at least a 2nd copy of this card in your deck. And of course, we're running 1 copy of the Big Boss Daddy right there, Gravekeeper's Oracle. Now you can either tribute off 3 monsters or 1 Gravekeeper's monsters, and then you can apply 3 effects, any of the effects in sequence, based on the number of Gravekeepers you used for the tribute summon. Alright, so 1 allows you to turn around and bump this monster's attack up by 100 times the tributed monsters or monster level. Okay, which is great because you can easily get this over 3,000 pretty easy. The other thing is that this card can destroy all set monsters your opponent controls. And the last effect is that any face-up monsters your opponent have, they lose 2,000 attack and defense. Yeah, that last effect is the one that really hurts because it can actually help out problematic cards like Blue Eyes White Dragon. Alright, so that's it for the monster lineup. Into the spells, we're running 2 copies of Gravekeeper Steel. This card allows you to target up to 2 Gravekeeper monsters in your graveyard and add them back to your hand. The monsters, obviously, that you want to be recurring are going to be things like your tribute monsters like Oracle or Chief. Some people like only running 1. If you don't see this card, it's going to be a problem because you're not going to be able to get your big guys out of the graveyard back into your hand so you can tribute and get those effects. That's why I'm running 2. You want to be able to see this card. Alright. 2 copies of Hidden Temples of Necro Valley. As long as you have a Necro Valley on the field and a Gravekeeper's monsters on the field, this card prevents your opponent from special summoning, and this just basically helps you lock things down and grind your opponent out so awesomely. Alright, downside is if you don't control either, this card pops itself. So there is an out to that, but just keep in mind what this card can do and it'll help you out so well. Alright, last spell card. Since the whole deck is spellcaster based, 3 copies of Wonder Wand, and this is what really helps this deck's consistency and boosts it through the roof. Basically all the Gravekeepers are spellcasters, and combining this with something like Recruiter just allows you to deck thin so much. Alright? Equip it to a spellcaster monster, power boosted by 500, then you can turn around and send it from the field, and the equip monster to the graveyard, and of course, draw 2, and if it's Recruiter, you get to search afterwards. Okay. 3 copies of Rite of the Spirit. Target a Gravekeeper monster in the graveyard, special summon it back to the field. Just so awesome. R-type monster reborn, necessary, has to be a 3. And of course, I'm running 2 copies of Windstorm of Adequa. Adequa basically forces all your opponent's monsters into defense position if they're in attack. And it just actually helps the defense of this deck so much. I know people like running Assailant, but the problem with Assailant is that Assailant actually has to attack the monster. So it's more of an aggressive strategy, and a lot of the times if your opponent's monsters have more defense points than it, you're still losing life points in the exchange. I don't feel that's really that good of an option. This one is actually the better, with Blue Eyes being pretty much the dominant deck out there. Flip all the monsters in defense position, and then you can just turn around and start picking apart your opponent's board. Alright, and last but not least, we're going to be doing the skill, and that's going to be Tomb of the Pharaoh. This is basically the Necro Valley without it being fully Necro Valley. Basically, it power boosts all your Gravekeeper monsters by 200 attack and defense, which is just awesome. It gets activated at the start of the duel, so yeah, it kind of hat tips your opponent of what you're going to be playing, but still, if they're not careful and they don't have ways to out this card, you're going to be able to roll them if you can set your field up the right way. Alright. And with that being said, guys, that is it for my Gravekeeper Speed Duel deck profile for April 2019. Guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe. Enable notifications so you don't miss a single upload. Check out the description box below. Find the invite to my Discord. Join the conversation. We would love to have you. And guys, until next time, peace.